Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I welcome you to not a Hearthstone, but definitely a thing I'm going to name later. As you may have noticed, I'm not playing a Blizzard game. No, in point of fact, I am playing Might and Magic Duels of Champions. Really hope that's what it's called. It's a new Might and Magic collectible card game. Here is my collection of cards so far. You might think that's a lot. I've actually only been playing for about like an hour and a half, maybe like 3 hours, tops. Once you go through the tutorial, they give you some money and you can buy a booster packs, and that's what I did. But I figured, hey, you know what? Change of pace on the channel. I will show you what I've got outside of some Blizzard games, and this one came out pretty recently, so I figured I'd just give you a quick look, let you know what it's like. So first off, I figure let's take a look at some of the basics here. So let's start with the store. So the way this game works, basically, as you fight against people, you gain gold and then little whatever their monetary thing is here. It looks like a little phoenix dollar. I don't really know, but as you do that, so this is kind of where you get your packs. So as you can see, you can pay either real money or in-game gold for it. So, need more wealth? Oh, hey, then why don't you pay for it? There's your pricing. So $5 gets you 250 of those, and if you didn't notice, getting just like a pack of cards, about 175, 225, so. Okay, now let's look at cards and decks. So if you're at all familiar with the way Might and Magic works, I'm a pretty big fan of that series. I have all of their turn-based strategy games. I don't have their RPG games, so I'm a big fan of their turn-based strategy games. And that's kind of what this seems to be based around, is the strategy games. It seems like they really tried to take the Might and Magic strategy games and put them into a card format. So you'll see here a bunch of different cards. I think it's right-click to look at them closer. So you pick a hero. That hero represents your side, your faction. So you'll see this one, Saria, Seeker of Lost Souls, is a necromancer. Garant, Seeker of Discord, is a Inferno. And you can see the other factions here. So Inferno, Haven, Stronghold, Inferno, I believe Haven is Angel Humans, Stronghold is Orcs, Academy is Wizards, Neutral, Necromancer, and Sanctuary, which is the Japanese appropriative humans. But anyway, so what you have to do is you set up a hero, which means it takes your faction, and then you apply cards to it such that apply to that faction. So like this is a Breeder Mother for the Inferno group. Here's a Plague Zombie for the Necromancers. I think I've got some water cards in here too. Yeah, so I've got 2 decks so far, one for each of my 2 heroes. You kind of have to buy hero packs in order to get new heroes to play as. You can pick one hero to start off with, and then you can buy new packs for the other ones. So here's kind of a preview of the kinds of cards I've got. One thing I don't like about the way that they created their the way they do their deck management is that if you put a card into a deck, it's no longer available in any of your other decks. So you have it's like playing with physical cards, kind of, in that, like, if you've got a certain number of cards at your house, just physical cards that you can play around with, these would end up being, you would say, okay, I'm going to put all these cards into one deck, and I'm going to put that aside, and I can't touch that deck because that deck's built, and then you'd have to make another deck with your remaining cards. So rather than being able to, because it's a digital game, and being able to put multiple cards across multiple decks, this one you just have to split out your collection. The way a deck is built is it requires 8 event cards, and we'll get into how event cards work when I actually play a game. I'll go play against a human, because it's way faster, and also I can't beat the single-player thing right now. It's kind of a weird mission, and I don't have any really good AoE, which is what I need to beat it. But anyway, you have to have 1 hero, 8 events, and then it's 59, I believe, is the ideal deck size. So a minimum of 59 cards to create your deck. The event cards are the only thing that you have to have that many of those. Otherwise, you can kind of split everything else up amongst the rest of it. So with that in mind, how about we go and we play against somebody online? Select a duel. Find somebody of similar level. So I actually like the Necromancer faction a lot. It's one of my favorites in the game, just because I like in the turn-based strategy game, the Necromancers had the vampires. The vampires had the ability to kill their opponents and then drain their life to make bigger stacks of vampires. That plus liches and bone dragons made them one of my favorite groups to play. So we're going to play with them. There's normal matchmaking. There's a single-player campaign. You can practice. I haven't tried any tournaments yet, so... mostly because I'm terrible. Okay, so they give you the option to mulligan. If you mulligan, you basically get 1 chance to throw away your entire hand, and then you just keep whatever you draw next. So I am going to actually keep that. Okay, anatomy of a card. This is the mana cost of the card. This is its attack damage, retaliation damage, health. Okay. So it is my turn. On my turn. Oh, no. Okay, there's my turn finally. So on your turn, here's your mana. These are your stats. So there's heroicness, or leadership, I forget the name of the actual stat, mana, and strength. So you get to basically level up one of those stats per turn. Each of these stats, or each of these cards, requires both the mana and the stat cost to play. So I want to play this Neophyte Lich, so I need more strength. So I'm going to level up my strength this turn, and that allows me to play this dude. What has he got? 1 damage? Okay. So you click on it to bring it up, then it asks you where you want it to put it. There are 4 places you can put any given card. However, any given card does have its own area where it wants to be placed. So, because this is a ranged unit, it has to be placed in the back line. This is kind of like placing your units in the turn-based strategy game. So, in general, in the turn-based strategy game, you wanted to play your ranged units in the back and your other units in the front. Your melee units in the front. And so that's kind of what's going on here. You get to see what your opponent is raising. So, like this plague zombie, he's going to go in the front lines. Flyers can be placed anywhere. What do you got there? Okay, that's not too bad. Because he's ranged, because this guy's ranged, he can attack anywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and kill him. You can see I had 2 damage, he had 2 health, so he died. Now I actually do want to play that zombie, so we're going to increase our strength again, allowing me to get the zombie out. Not only has he got high health, but he also has poison ability, as you can see here, Infect 1. So if I can get him to attack over there, he'll actually poison him. What does that mean? Melee guard 2. Remove 2 from combat damage. Oh, so that's actually extra good because he'll take those. So you remember me saying that you had to take a certain number of event cards. These are the event cards. So at any given time, there are 2 event cards available to you. You can select one and then spend its mana cost here to have this effect. So in this case, if I really was desperate for cards, which I'm not, I could play that and then... What are you? Are you just a... Okay, so that's just a basic critter. This is... Oh, wow. Okay, so that's kind of a nasty critter right there, which is why I'm going to avoid it for a few. I am, however, going to increase my strength, because I've got Lamias here that I can play next turn, so I need to keep increasing my strength until I can play that. I've got some spells, but that's going to take me a bit to get to, so... In the meanwhile, we will play this Plague Skeleton. Alright. Oh, dang it, because he reduces the damage, I don't do poison. So this guy only does only poisons if he deals damage. Since he didn't deal any damage, he didn't poison. I'm going to leave this guy alone for right now because the 2 damage isn't really going to cause me too much trouble. And the 2 damage isn't going to really cause my health that much trouble. I can afford to let him hit me a couple of times with that. Whereas if I put my guys in the way, he's just going to murder them. And since he's immune to retaliation, he's going to murder them hard. So he gets less slaughter out of this by being out of the way. You know. Ah, crap. Okay. So... Alright, my turn. What are you now? Okay. So, I have 5 mana. So I can cast a flyer. I can cast one of my other critters. Let's see here. Or I can enchant this so that it hurts it a little bit more. Alright, so it's definitely going to take at least... There we go. So here's the thing. It's going to heal 2 damage, but take 1 damage. So it could very slowly die. The question is, do I want to cast a magic spell on it that will make sure that it gets that much closer to dying? I think so, because that'll cancel out its regeneration. So I'm going to level up my magic this time to allow me to cast more magic spells, which allows me to cast that on that, which will hopefully eliminate that. Alright, we're going to kill that thing off, because I can. Then we're going to do our 2 damage. And then what do you know? Permanent enchanted creatures immobilized. Beginning of enchanted creatures. Controller's turn. Deal 1 damage to enchanted creature. Not the greatest. If I was going to do some of these, I should have done them beforehand. I might actually throw this one out. I think I'm going to. We're going to throw this onto this dude. Because I don't have anything in his way, so I kind of want to kill him off. Alright. You do have a timer. So, you see he healed 2. Uh-oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. So you can see this guy healed 2, took 1 damage. Oh, what's that do? Permanent damage dealt to enchanted creature by shooter creatures is rounded down. Okay. So, this flyer, basically when you attack, you have to attack in a line. Oh, ain't that... Huh, ain't that a bee. Alright. So, this guy literally has to attack this ghoul first. That has to happen first. Let's see. So, this turn, however, I'm going to increase my might so I can play out my Lamia. Lots of health. He just moved a guy out of the way, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Alright, hit you there. And I think we're going to hit you here. That just seems sensible. We're going to hit that guy to give him a little bit of poison. Let's see. I should have actually attacked him because that would have hurt him more, but I think we're alright for now. And then the question becomes... Enchant permanent. So I have 1 mana. Actually, if I give him that, he kills it, yes? Yes, okay, so we're casting this here. So this gives him 3 strength. He has 3 health, so that should kill him. If you can do enough damage to kill a card, you don't get retaliation damage, which is pretty sweet. And that's all I can do for now. And that guy tried to do something but couldn't, so he died. Alright, so I've got some pretty massive board advantage here. But yeah, if you've played the, that looks nasty. What are you? Redirect all damage dealt to your hero to Imperial Guard instead. Oh, interesting. That makes sense. Kill that guy off. Alright. Oh, good. But I got a nice Earth Elemental in the meanwhile. Okay, so... makes no sense to do anything but guard him. We're still gonna throw a hit in there. Okay, so he's got retaliation. So we're gonna ignore him with this. And we'll hit him with this and see if I take retaliation. Okay, so I don't take retaliation, and now his guy is poisoned. Which is even better. That's a good delaying tactic card, though. I mean, I like that. Okay, we're going to increase our magic, because I've got a nice card in here that can increase my attack by a lot. And then I don't think this one does anything. Do I have anything that I want to play here? Have I played a card this turn? Yes, I played that golem, so I can't play that one. Whoops, okay. Oh, I think he just abandoned the game. Alright. Sweet. So, yeah, that was a win. But you can kind of see where it really takes a lot of its... where it takes a lot of its roots from the turn-based strategy game. There's a lot of figuring out where you want to place your minions, attacking in a line. You could tell he had that one card that would charge across a line, so if I'd put a bunch of guys in front of it, he would have been able to kill all of them at once. The Necromancer faction is a lot about kind of slow and steady and poisoning your enemy to death. These guys here, we'll see if I can't find a duel with these guys. I haven't actually really played this deck very well, so I don't know if it's going to work very well. Let's see. 2 cost, 6 cost, 2. Yeah, alright. We'll stick with this. This is probably a terrible hand, but like I said, I haven't really played this particular guy much, so... Oh, okay. So he got to draw a card, but it means he couldn't play a card. So if I want to, I can spend 2 mana to get myself a free... so I can play Strength, and I could spend my 2 mana to get myself a free Magic, or I could spend it getting out this Pow Hunter, which is a shooter, which means that I have a shooter out first instead of having to wait for it to get... So basically it kind of gives me the momentum advantage. Means I get to attack first. Probably going to lose this one, though. That's a weird one. Oh, see, yeah, look, for destroy target creature with a counter on it. So, some of the heroes you can eventually get actually do have special abilities. Oh, for frick's sake. Yeah, I've got a lot of these, so that's 6 damage. I could cast that, but I need an extra thing, so... Alright, we're going to keep increasing our might here. Okay. Play this one out. Do our 1 damage. He's going to die next turn, so not much else I can do with that. I have 1 mana left, but I don't have anything to cast it on, so... Alright. Next turn, if I haven't found anything good, I'll probably play this one out, which will raise up my my flag level. I really do not remember what that one is called. Wish I did. Don't. Take a card from your hand and put it face down on top of the library. Deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. So, basically, I can kind of screw my next turn over to just do a bit of damage. And since I can't really cast anything else, and by the way, I'm going to keep increasing that, eventually I'm going to get to play that Pit Lord, and then you best look out. It's going to get ugly. So I'm going to put that down, and we will throw down the Pit Lord. And now he's taken a couple more damage. I think next turn we will, since I'm going to be drawing the Pit Lord, I will go ahead and grab this guy out. That's good. That's a good card. The alternative is I can gain 4 mana and draw a card, which basically, this gives you +1 mana, like 1 more mana than you started off with, which actually works out perfectly. So, we play this. I get to draw a card, and I get 1 additional mana, so I'm at 6 mana. Which means I can play this, get a spell card. You can see my whole hand here. Let's see, Arcane Ward, Soul Siphon, Fire Shield, Slow, Dispel Magic, Firebolt. Firebolt. That's a good one. Okay. And then we'll play Call of Duty, which allows me to put a creature of my choosing into my hand. Let's see, you're 2 health. I think you're a magic shooter. You, on the other hand, look like something I can get behind. I'm going to increase our might 1 more time, and then I am out of mana, so... Starting next turn, I can start really putting down the old, I can really start putting the hurt on. So, I can increase fortune cards. Fortune is just a type of card. Yeah, this hand was really terrible. I really should have thought more about it. About mulliganing. Okay. Oh, he's probably going to discard something to do more damage to me. But yeah, you can see the roots of the original turn-based in the factions and the way that they arrange the board. Here you can see all these spaces. This is where you can play effects that will affect an entire line or entire row. Up here is where you would play fortune cards. Those basically... play both of these, but one of them will just die instantly. So, we are going to play you, and you are going to go here. And then choose a spell card with a cost equal to or less than the number of enemy creatures on the battlefield. Play this spell for free. Okay, so I can play that for free. You apparently can't be played very well. Oh. Interesting. So I can play up to a 3-cost spell. Okay. Alright, I can do 2 damage, which will not help me very much. Alright, good stuff. Yeah, alright. I think it would behoove me more to put this guy here. And then I can use that spell next turn. Oh, whoops. It will actually remind you to level your dude if you forget. which is kind of nice. Alright. So next turn, I can actually play out the Pit Lord. He's a nice burly card. I mean, 3 damage in retaliation, that's crazy. We'll use that to block this one, even though that means he'll eventually die. Actually, I might not go out in front of that. I might let him move his way in front of me. Oh, I'm dumb. That thing's gonna just die this turn now. Oh, what was that? Ugh. That's a really good card. Crap. Well, I'm pretty much boned here. Armageddon. 10 damage to all critters. Unfortunately, it costs 6 magic, and I am nowhere near being able to cast that, so... Let us Pit Lord this. Am I dead next turn? 2, 4, 6, 7 damage. Not just yet. So... yeah, we'll put this in the way of that, because I kind of have to, so... Let's see here now. Smack you about. We can start increasing our magic. Make our way towards Armageddon. I will be honest, I almost never use these event cards. Because they're always kind of a catch-22. Like, this gets useful way later on. I have not run into an upper end of mana. Like, as far as I can tell, you just keep getting more mana. So I've had up to 13 to 15 mana in battles before. Let's see what he does. But, like, discard a card, then draw a card. If I've got all cards I want, what do I need this for? Oh my goodness, and again with that? Alright, so just... I don't think he can quite kill me yet. I have a lot of buff cards that are not super useful to me in general. I think I actually need to concede at this point. Here we can draw a card, and that did not help me. So yeah, we'll just end the turn, let him kill me. Sorry I couldn't show you a better Inferno game, but I won my first one, so I don't feel too bad about it. Probably didn't do the best job of explaining exactly what's going on here, but I just kind of wanted to give a quick look at a different game. I suppose I could put up the actual tutorial, but I think ultimately we've seen what we need to see here. Me losing. Well, thanks for joining me for this new game, and hope you enjoyed it. I will definitely have more Hearthstone at a later point. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to next time. Bye!